What does a tomato have to do with busting out some good homework moves? Well, I'm going to tell you. Have you ever had extreme homework battles? I call it anything but homework syndrome. Because kids will do anything but homework. They'll procrastinate, they'll throw tantrums, they'll get upset and cry, they'll drop things, they'll forget their homework at school or their books at school, they'll have to go to the bathroom, pretend they don't feel well, or act all cute and distract you. Just about anything but homework. You end up spending hours for something that should take 20, 30 minutes or so. It's a lot of wasted time that doesn't do anyone any good, and it cuts into everybody's schedule. It also causes relationship problems. It's really horrible. Now, of course, they're doing this because they're in pain. They're having emotional issues around homework, and we're going to cover that later. Let's get to a quick solution that can really help. Now, this tip comes in two parts. Part 1, commit to a very small amount of time where 100% of effort will be given. Part 2, celebrate. This idea is used by many of the world's productivity experts, people who know how to get stuff done. One of the oldest versions was developed by Francisco Cirillo. It's called Pomodoro Technique. The original Pomodoro goes like this. You set a timer, work your hardest for that time, take a short break, repeat 4 times, take a long break. Now, 25 minutes is going to be too long for a child who hates homework. However, we are going to make some adaptations, so your child can get the benefits of this too. A couple of things to keep in mind when doing the Pomodoro Technique. It's the small commitment that helps us commit. That commitment might be as small as 1 minute, whatever is appropriate for your situation. Now, the original technique used a kitchen timer, and I think there's a benefit to using an actual old school kitchen timer. It's tactile. The act of winding up the timer confirms the student's determination. The timer makes a ticking sound. This ticking becomes a reminder of the desire to complete this. The ringing at the end reminds of break time. Now, there are Pomodoro apps you can get. I'm a little partial to the old school kitchen timer, but the apps will work just fine. Now, I'd like to add one more adaptation to the Pomodoro Technique. I want you to celebrate at the end of each Pomodoro. You can jump up and down with your hands in the air. Remember the Amy Cuddy power posing from the other video? Do a really good high five or shout, "Yay!" And then have your child repeat an affirmation. Any affirmation is fine as long as it's positive. So something like, "I am great at getting my homework done." So repeat this pattern. Pomodoro, celebrate, affirmation. 4 or so Pomodoros, then take a long break. Challenge your child to make the Pomodoros gradually longer, just a little bit longer. If you're doing a minute, try a minute and 15, work your way up to a minute and 30 seconds. Small steps, Roundeye. Now, what does this have to do with tomatoes? Well, the kitchen timer that was originally used was one of those old wind-up timers that looked like a tomato. Pomodoro is Italian for tomato. The name stuck and is well known today among productivity experts. I encourage you to try this method out. It's a great method to improve homework time. However, if your child is struggling, I would encourage you to do more. What is important is to build up the building blocks of learning. Attack the problem at its core. That's the only way you're going to win this war. You can use these techniques to win some battles, but at the same time, get to work on winning the war against learning problems. Children who struggle in learning need to step back and build up the basics. They need exercises that will boost their confidence. They need body exercises to get their brain into high gear. That's why I've put together the Learning Success System. It has all of the exercises you need to do just that. It builds up the fundamentals of learning, it boosts self-esteem, it incorporates the body to build the mind-body connection. If you are having homework battles, if your child fights you, procrastinates, and has the anything but homework syndrome, then grab your copy of the Learning Success System now. Click on the link in the description below.